UFC 327. Right now, it's for me. It's the start of the day. After what I just saw, I needed the day to think about my feelings, think about what I saw. I'm not gonna lie. That Saturday, I had a really shitty day. I did nothing throughout the day. I got invited to play basketball just to do straight cardio. I went 0 for 3, 0 for 4. Like I was doing so shit. And then I came back home. I was like, okay. I had a pretty terrible basketball day. Pretty terrible day before that. Yeah, before that, I was like, okay, maybe UFC will cheer me up. Yeah, bro. I think this might be top one shitty days. Honestly, let's just get straight into it. Yuri Prochazka versus Carlos Oberg. Now, I'm kind of glad I waited till the morning so we actually knew. Um, the commentary sucked during this fight because literally any single little leg kick that Carlos Oberg would do, that calf is done, man. Oh my god, that calf. Yuri Prochazka needs to counter already. Like we aren't even in the first round, and motherfucker are talking about calf kicks already. Fucking up. But Carlos Oberg and Yuri Prochazka both were doing a lot of leg kicks in the beginning, and I forgot what exchange was happening. I don't know, but while Carlos Oberg was going back, uh, he fucked up his knee, and apparently he blew it out. Pause. But so I don't know how the injury looks like after. I don't know what's the timeline. So I don't know if he might just automatically relinquish it. I feel like every single UFC, like for the past 5 years, every single UFC fighter, like the last four except Alex Pereira and Ankalaev, had to relinquish because of injury. But um, as you could see it as soon as it happened. Like Yuri Prochazka would do a leg kick on one of his leg, but since he blew out his other leg, like it was basically impossible for him to stand. So so in theory, watching it, you could easily see him getting that win. It was like so easy. He didn't even have to lay a single punch. If he just threw a leg kick, he would win. But he showed mercy. Even in the post-fight interview, he showed mercy. He kept pointing like, "Okay, this is your chance. I'm gonna give you another chance." And kept doing that for like a couple, I think a minute, 30 seconds. And then while Carlos Oberg was in the cage, hit him with a left hook, knocks down Yuri. Follow up strikes just completely knocks him out, pretty badly, honestly. That was kind of surprisingly bad. But it was a perfect left hook, so I'm not surprised. But yeah, Yuri Prochazka just had no like even apparently in the post fight interview, he said he wanted a rematch. Brody, it don't work like that. It does not work like that. You sold the best opportunity. It's not like he had the one opportunity where he could win. I had Yuri Prochazka winning even without the Carlos Oberg blowing out his knee. But bro, that was the most perfect perfect way to win a title fight. Your daughter's on the way. You have the freest fight of your life, and you decide like I understand showing respect, but bro, show it once. He constantly during the fight would be like would point at the leg, point on the ground, and be like, "Yo, come on, strike with me." And that's how he got caught because he was being too respectful. He would not like give himself like, okay, like now that he's injured, I have to take this opportunity to actually beat him. But yeah, I guess it's him versus Carlos Oberg. I mean, not Carlos Oberg, Paulo Costa. Which honestly is it's not a bad fight, honestly, but no, actually, it's it's kind of helped Carlos Oberg. I'm not gonna because I feel like if he would have won, I feel like it would have been by a boring decision. But since Jiří Prochazka gave him the win, I think this kind of helps him raise his stocks against someone like Paulo Costa, so it can build up a fight. But yeah, pretty quick fight. There's nothing much else to say. Yuri just sold. That's all I can say. So, on to the next one. Now this one I was low-key surprised by. Throughout the first round was I had Apollo Costa. I think he did way more. But I think Azamat was trying to tire him out, as you saw in the second round, where Azamat in the second round would almost he didn't almost finish it, but he was like a couple strikes before like the finishing sequence would happen. But it was 1-1 going to third in my opinion. Paulo Costa was doing a lot of good kicks. Like he would do, but like before the actual finishing sequence, he was doing a lot of body kicks, leg kicks, head kicks, and then throughout the third round, where Azamat was winning the second round, which I assume, okay, Paulo Costa's tired. I don't think he's gonna get that much energy between like a I don't know, I forgot how much 30-second minute break, a 30-second or minute break. So I was like, okay, um, and probably gonna be the same thing where Paulo Costa maybe puts a lot of energy like the first minute, but then obviously later on, Azamat is gonna win. But no, um, Paulo Costa had the energy to beat Azamat, and then I guess when he threw one of the leg kicks, he fucked up one of Azamat's arm. I believe it was the left one, because literally right before the finishing sequence, he tried to throw his left arm, but he just couldn't. So midway he stopped, pulled it back, and then that's when Paulo Costa hit him in the body, hit him in the arm again, and then he just folded because he that was probably the most compromised he could have been in that fight, and he was so pretty. But Paulo Costa was pretty. It's not like he was losing the first two rounds and just did that. He was winning the first and the third round up until that point too. So Paulo Costa's actually pretty good now. Damn, bro. I wasn't familiar with your game. I was kind of hating on him, but he's actually pretty good. Especially with the performance, he could definitely call out for the title shot. So yeah, Paulo Costa for the win. Now, this one was crazy. Oh my god, this one was legitimately like one of the craziest fights ever. If you would have told me that this fight would be, I would still believe you actually. But bro, like the first minute, I don't like Josh Hawkett's thing in my because I feel like because someone like I think he could be like someone like Yuri where he doesn't talk, but his fight does the talking where he does all this crazy shit, and so like Yuri doesn't need to fight because like the way he fights is like really like oh my god like you need to watch that fight. I feel like this could be Josh Hawkett, especially with the last one with this one, but he did kind of win me over because every single exchange at the like every single end of exchanges he would just throw up the middle finger like twice every round. I thought that was kind of funny. And like it was even funny because like he's wobbling around, and then you just see Curtis Blades not caring, like just looking at him. But yeah, like literally the first minute I think, or like the first 2 minutes, I got scared. I'm not gonna lie, I was scared for Curtis Blades. He he was gonna fucked up. I don't I don't know if like what happened with his defense, but he was easily getting like teed up like with a 1-2 or a hook around the head or around the arms, so like he would get the head hits. But Josh Hawkett unironically like is pretty good. I was kind of hating on him. 'Cause I'm like, all right, his last fight, it didn't really show me much. He looked tired, and then the guy is kind of a bum. So I'm like, I don't think some Curtis Blades isn't a bum. He's not gonna get tired. But with the way Josh Hawkett fights, he makes himself and the other guy tired. But cause I'm assuming Curtis Blades just didn't expect that. He probably thought it was gonna be a more technical fight, especially because maybe he thought, okay, Josh Hawkett like just bulldozed between this fucking unranked guy, so he's not gonna do that with me because I'm gonna obviously show up more experience. But nah, Josh Hawkett immediately put pressure on him, was almost knocking him out in the first round, but then Curtis Blades did enough in the first round where he would almost TKO him twice. So I had it 1-0. But then Josh Hawkett in the later rounds would like Curtis Blades would also have a moment, but Josh Hawkett would have better moments of almost KOing him. And so I'm really surprised it lasted all three rounds. But yeah, this shit was crazy. Like, like they both had moments, but Josh Hawkett in the second and third round had better moments where he would almost knock out Curtis Blades and then just like do more in my opinion. Curtis Blades, I feel like could have done more with the body and the clinch. I feel like he was doing pretty good. Because he would do a lot. Like as soon as they clinch each other up, Curtis Blades would automatically hit the body for the second and third round. But it kind of wasn't doing much because Josh Hockett, as soon as they like get out of the clinch, would pressure him, hit him, almost CKO him, and then like back to the clinch. So it wasn't really helping him win. But that was basically the same thing for the second and third round. Like it was really crazy. I'm not gonna lie, I'm really surprised Josh Hockett did that. I don't the way his character I really don't like. I don't like it, but I think it's good just because there's I think he realized that like in the UFC business they're not gonna promote you unless you're promoting yourself. Like you, I know Dana White said this, but I think it's a terrible idea. Like you either have to be hated or loved. Because if you're not hated or loved, you're just a nobody to them. Like they're not gonna care about you. So even if people call him cringy, people are gonna be like, bro, like he might be cringy, but like, have you seen his last fight? Or like they might still hate him, and be like, bro, I want Tom Aspinall, Pavlovich, Sergey Spivak. I said Spivak, but like those guys, Alex Pereira, Cyril Gane. I want those guys to beat Josh Hockett. So like, even though you hate him and you want that's good for him because you're tuning in for him. So I think that's pretty good for the heavyweight division. Really good fight. This it kind of reminds me of the Joshua Man, like just the Brandon Royval fight, which is crazy. Um, this fight was just boring in my opinion. I honestly, in my opinion, I really didn't care who won. Both of them, I don't know. Both of them wouldn't put in like. I think Dominic Reyes kind of. I don't know. I really don't know. Honestly, in my opinion, I don't. I'm not planning on watching the fight again. That's how boring it was. But they were like fighting at range. Dominic Reyes would be the one to try to like come at Johnny Walker and try to hit him, but Johnny Walker would just back up. So I could kind of see why they gave it to Dominic Reyes, since Dominic Reyes is the only one that's trying to try and like get the fight started, and Johnny Walker would just run and spam like kicks. So I can understand that, but in my opinion, I think Johnny Walker did pretty good in the first and third round to win. But they were so close in my opinion. I was like, okay, like if you give it to Dominic Reyes, I'm not really gonna care. And that's what they did. Pretty underwhelming in my opinion. Like it didn't really. If you were to like just skip this fight from Dominic Reyes' and Johnny Walker's career, it really doesn't really change anything in my opinion. Like no, unless he knocked them out. Like looking back at this, it's not gonna be like, oh my god, did you see that Dominic Reyes versus Johnny Walker fight? Nah, it was just boring in my opinion. So, um, yeah, it wasn't really that good. It's surprisingly, I feel like that's, bro. Like unless I'm crazy, I feel like there's always one fight where I'm like, dude, this fight's gonna be crazy. This fight's gonna be a knockout, and then it's like the most boring fight of all time. Is that just me? I feel like that's always like a UFC thing where the most anticipated fight that's not like the main or co-main event, like say like a actual like uh in the card, where you're like, bro, this is gonna be an insane fight, and then it's just like so shitty. That's what I feel like it's every UFC fight. Cub Swanson versus Nate Landwehr. Late Landwehr. I don't know how to say it. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. He did not look like his age. He looked like if he would the way he fought, like I was like you would think like he's like still young. I think he's like 40, early 40s. He looked like he was in his early 30s, late 20s, bro. Like he unironically looked good as fuck. He was piecing him up throughout the whole fight. This is honestly like the best that I've watched retirement fight. That like that's a win, cause like he did not let Nate get off once, and then like was piecing him up on the fence, piecing him up everywhere. He had no chance. He would looked really, maybe that's just full glaze, but bro, he looked really good. Like throughout the fight, like I wasn't thinking, I'm like, damn, this guy's 42 years old. You can kind of tell, like with Robbie Lawler and Michael Chiesa, like you kind of tell they're just old as hell. Both him, I was like, damn, like this guy's 42. Like I want like I didn't know who he really was until like his last fight, and like I think I'd seen him a couple fights before, but I wasn't really familiar with him like throughout his early career, because I started UFC like like fully watching UFC probably around. I think when Sean Strickland beat Israel Adesanya is when I fully started. I was watching a little bit of UFC, but that's when I fully like. That's when I really watched it because I saw a lot of people hating on Israel Adesanya. So when Sean Strickland was won, I was happy for some reason. But that's when I fully watched it. So I wasn't familiar with Cub Swanson a lot. But damn, this motherfucker, if he would, I wonder how he was like back in his prime. He must have been good. So yeah, that's a really good retirement fight. So yeah, that's really good. All right, on to the prelims: Patricio Pitbull versus Aaron Pico. Now, I thought Patricio Pitbull, in my opinion, was gonna win from the first round. Like he was spamming the leg kicks, which was pretty obviously hurting Aaron Pico if you were looking at him. And then I think in the first round, he had a pretty good jab that kind of hurt Aaron Pico. But then after this first round, he didn't throw much, and then Aaron Pico took the opportunity to throw combos, throw leg kicks, would clinch up in the second and third round, and then the third round he would almost TKO him. I forgot what he threw. Oh, he was throwing like he was throwing pretty good combos. Like he was throwing like uppercut, like he was like a four or five punch combination on Patricio Pitbull. For some reason, he just wasn't counterattacking. He wasn't doing anything. So I was surprised. It kind of reminded me of like the Yair Rodriguez fight where he would let Yair just throw combos and just wouldn't like throw one back for some reason. He kind of had the fight. Like if he kept throwing the leg kicks, the body kicks, but he just stopped for some reason and gave Aaron Pico the confidence in the second round to the third round, and then got pieced up really badly and almost got knocked out. Good win by Aaron Pico. I'm not gonna lie. He's in the top 13 now. I'll probably um I'm recording this pretty early. I'm probably gonna release this at like 12, and then I'll release another video later tonight talking about the fights. But pretty good fight by Aaron Pico. I think it definitely you could definitely tell like the difference between this fight and the other fight because I feel like he had so much pressure by the UFC, by his coaches, by probably his family that if he wins this fight, he's gonna get a fight, a title fight against Volkanovski. So throughout that Lerone Murphy fight, he was like you could kind of see him being jittery, being like being so what you call it, like fast, but like not technique. Like he wasn't trying to do any technique while trying to go for Lerone Murphy. That's why he got caught. So with this fight, you could tell like he's trying to slow things down, piece him up, not overcommit, and that got him the win. He didn't really have to do anything else, and clearly, like without trying to, obviously he's gonna try to finish the fight, but without like actively trying to finish the fight to the point where like you might get KO'd yourself. He was still almost about to KO Patricio Pitbull, so that's pretty good. But yeah, you could tell with this fight, Patricio was like showing his age because he was like really like compared to Aaron Pico. Obviously, I think Aaron Pico was like early late 20s, early 30s. So like obviously he's gonna be way faster than I think Patricia Pitbull was like 40 or like late 30s. So yeah, pretty good fight. Kevin Holland versus Randy Brown. Um, I thought the fight was alright. I think I'm trying to think the first round. I kind of forgot. I think it was like more of a forgettable fight, except the second round. The third round was they were kind of more clinching. Randy Brown was tired from the second round because the second round I forgot what he did. Oh, I think Randy Brown fell or like was trying to get a takedown, and then Kevin Holland automatically had a submission up. I don't know the submission. I'm a casual between knowing all that, but he was throwing up a submission, and then like he had a good submission for like I think it was like for a minute and a half that he had that submission locked up, and then I'm not gonna lie, throughout that I was like, is he gonna win by submission? And then now like cause in my opinion, I feel like if it was anyone else that wasn't Randy Brown or like someone with his like height, reach, I feel like he could get them. But since it's Randy Brown, I think it was easy. I think it was more possible for Randy Brown to get out of the submission, which did happen. And so, and I assume like, damn, bro. Hopefully Kevin Holland doesn't get tired because holding on for a submission that tight for that long, especially every time he was trying to adjust it, would probably tire him out. But nah, Randy Brown, as soon as he got out, was clinching him and looking at the like really looking at the clock. So I was like, damn. Like I wasn't expecting him to be that tired. And then the third round was kind of forgettable because he Randy Brown showed no urgency to like actually fight for the finish. Because even in the last minute, like he would like the last 10 seconds, they just clinched up. So obviously, Kevin Holland. I forgot what rounds I had him. I definitely had him round two, and I think round three. I think round three is when also I think it was a 30-27, but it's still pretty good. By the way, the commentary was so shit. I I I thought Patricio. You could argue Patricio Pitbull won the first round because he did more and. Damn. Okay. Maybe, maybe it doesn't help my case, but I thought, in my opinion, I thought like maybe it's not crazy to like to give Patricio Pitbull the first round. But like the commentary was like, "What? One judge gave him the first round? It should have been an easy." I'm like, you can yeah, it's most likely a 30-27, but you could argue Patricio Pitbull won the first round. In my opinion, I thought he did really good with the leg kicks. He stunned him in the first round. Obviously, Aaron Pico, but like just because you threw more, if whoever did the most damage is gonna win the round. And I thought Patricio Pitbull with the leg kicks and he stunned him in the first round. I thought won, in my opinion. I don't know how it's that much differential. It's not that much, but still. But I'm like, bro, like calm. They were like it was like I forgot what fight it was. I think it was the I don't know. I think it was the Azamat fight. No, it was Curtis. It was Dominic Reyes versus Johnny Walker because they were talking about the scoring and they were like calling it crazy that Patricio Pitbull possibly won one round. I'm like, it wasn't that bad. He didn't he didn't do that bad to not win the first round. I thought you could argue he won the first round, but that's just me, I guess. Jesus Christ, bro. Like, goddamn. Um, Masterclass by the gamer easily beat Esteban Rio, bitch. That really had no chance, honestly. He smudged him and then submitted him. I think it was an arm triangle. And that was not it. I just made that shit up. I just set up a submission and just threw it like Kobe, like fucking Stephen Curry. Threw that bitch out and thought that shit was working, but nah. Every time Esteban Rio bitch got taken down, he just would stay there. And then the choke was crazy because if you saw it on like the ref camera, that motherfucker was it was struggling. Like you see his face was like bro, like it was crazy. But yeah, Gamrot wins easily. Honestly, I think he should get someone in his area. I think he's like number 8. I forgot what he is. 8. So he should honestly just get someone above him. Obviously, I'll do a prediction like what it should be. But honestly, it's not crazy to think of having someone else like above him. Or he said Diego Lopez was just in a bad fight. Diego Lopez right now needs, if Volkanovski's still the champ, if he beats Evloev, he needs like 3 wins minimum to even get another title fight. So yeah, pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. Nothing too crazy. This one I didn't look at all. I was playing again throughout this part. I was playing basketball, which like the way I was playing. I shouldn't have. I should have just fucking went home and just watched this shit. But I thought I was Curry and I missed every single shot. But Tatiana. I think I saw the highlights for this where I don't think she had a good chance, or maybe I'm wrong. I forgot. I don't know what happened, but apparently she got the submission. Um, I saw the submission highlight, which kind of was crazy because as soon as she hooked it up, she looked bad. Like it was kind of a bad submission if she weren't to tap. So yeah, good win by Tatiana Suarez. She's probably gonna get the title shot, especially if she. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if she didn't. It might be Zhang Wei Li versus Mackenzie Dern, and then she might have to wait out, or she might find another guy. I heard this one was controversial. I'm not sure what happened. Damn, it's got to look crazy. I might have to rewatch this. I should. Damn. Okay. All right. I watched this fight, but apparently it was controversial. Apparently Chris Padilla should have won. I'm not sure, so I'm not gonna give my insight on this. Um, this one, bro. I was like looking at it like when I got dropped off. I looked at this shit, and Kevin Gastelum was actually doing pretty good until he got stunned by Vincente Luque. Like through the first round, Kevin Gastelum was winning, but then got stunned and then got submitted. Uh, but easy, pretty easy. I don't know why he got into the submission, so he literally like lost by that. But nah, Vicente Luque, pretty good win, honestly. Pretty wholesome win. I kind of wanted KG to win, but I'm not mad, honestly. With these two fighters, like who they are, honestly, it didn't really like move me like if one of them lost or won. But um, if you're kind of like he was losing to Vicente Luque. I feel like anyone in the top 15 or anyone else that's unranked would probably beat Vicente Luque. So it's not really that impressive in my opinion. It's a good win, but like not like a crazy win in my opinion. Charles Radkick, Rat, Rat, yeah, fuck you. Won. Again, I didn't watch this one, but apparently he fucking dominated him because he threw less than like 20 punches on each round, and he threw 40, 41, and 40. God damn. Okay. I did see the post fight interview, which is kind of crazy. I will not repeat it, but congratulations to Charles Radkick. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like this is a 8 out of 10 card. I feel like the highs were really high. Like with the like this one was pretty good. I heard this one was pretty good. This one was pretty good for a women's fight. This one was pretty good. This one was alright. This one was pretty good. This one was great. This one was ass. This one was great. This one was great. And this one was great. Like as a performance, it was great. Obviously for my win, I didn't want it, but like eight, really? I don't know why I said like that. Eight out of 10 card. In my opinion, I thought the fight was pretty good. So yeah, um, I'm still mad at bro. I was screaming when Pierre Proska would just when I first saw him go down. I was like, bro, please recover, please recover. But that left hook was so bad that like when Oberg got on top of him, like he just had to eat the freest hits ever. And I was just so sad, bro. I was like dead ass. I screamed. I was like no. And then I was like telling myself, bro, Yuri Proshka might be the dumbest motherfucker ever. Yuri Proshka dead ass might be the dumbest motherfucker. That's what I was saying as soon as he lost. I'm like, cause I'll just say this for another video. But UFC 327, pretty really good main event. Pretty good card. Let's see what's the next card. Okay, so I'm gonna make a rant video about these two. Just look at this shit, bro. Okay, okay, okay. So the other ranked fighters are fucking. No, I'm gonna say this for a rant because this is absolutely diabolical. This is legitimately crazy. This is actually like this is this is modern day like robbery. This is they're robbing you in broad daylight. There's no way, bro. I unironically wouldn't be surprised if they're selling tickets for like a dollar, like the baby like buy one get two free type deal. There's no way. The two, yo, okay, bro. You know what? UFC 327, good card. Good card. Thank God we had this before the Great Depression that's happening in the next 2 weeks. Thank you guys for watching. I'll probably release a new video throughout later tonight. Talking about the next fighters. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.